And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.
Everyone, welcome back for another episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. This time around, we're going to be talking about the 2015 film, The 33. Before I get into what this film is about, I'm just going to give you a list of the main characters. So basically, this movie stars Antonio Banderas as Mario, Rodrigo Santoro as Lawrence Goldburn, Juliette Binoche as Maria Segovia, James Brolin as Jeff Hart, Lou Diamond Phillips as Don Lucho, Mario Casas as Alex Vega, Jacob Vargas as Edison Pena, Juan Pablo Raba as Dario Segovia, Kate Del Castillo as Caddy, Cote de Pablo as Jessica, Naomi Scott as Scarlett, Bob Gunton as President Panera, Gabriel Byrne as Andre Surratt. And I think that's pretty much the extent of the notable actors in this one. So basically, the 33 is based on the true, real-life true story of the 2010 Copier, I can't say this. Anyways, it's in Chile, mining disaster in which 33 miners are trapped inside the San Jose mine in Chile for 69 days. The film, it was released in Chile on August 6th, 2015, and in the United States / North America on November 13th, 2015. So the plot, in August 2010, a group of 33 miners from it's Copa Payayo, Chile, is working in the San Jose mine when the mine collapses due to the owner's negligence in ignoring warning signs of instability. The collapse blocks the only path into the mine, leaving the miners trapped. They manage to make their way to a rescue chamber, but soon realize they're ill-prepared for a long stay. The radio is not working, the medical kit is empty, and there is very little food and water. Mario emerges as leader among the miners, taking charge of rationing the food, keeping the group from spiraling into violence and despair. The mine company does not attempt to rescue their miners, and their families gather outside the gates of the mine. The Chilean government intervenes and orders use of drilling to reach the trapped miners. The first few boreholes miss their target, but eventually a successful one reaches the rescue chamber. The miners attach a note to the drill bit to let the surface know they are alive. The government sends in food, clothing, and establishes television communication with the surface. Second drilling systems prepared to retrieve the miners one by one in what they end up affectionately calling the Phoenix capsule. So basically, the miners. So what caused the collapse is what they refer. So this mine is well over 100 years old. So it's been mined for a long time, and it's become increasingly unstable as time has gone on. Well, eventually, what they were affectionately called the heart of the mountain gives out. It's this ginormous 700,000 ton diolite, I think is what they call it. It's like a really hard type of granite rock. Lets go and blocks all access to the mine from the surface. It's basically twice the weight of the Empire State Building. These guys, by the way, they were 2,300 feet underground. I think it took them initially, just the initial borehole took I think it took about 7 or 8 days just to get to the depth, and then to actually reach the miners in the sense of finding the chamber that they were in took an additional almost 10 days because they had to deal with what was called the deviation factor. So because of the way the rock is and everything, it would deviate the drill in different directions away from the refuge. So every time even though they thought they were aiming at the refuge, they actually ended up missing it. The only way they finally found it is they aimed to miss. Basically, they aimed away from it, and by doing that, they actually ended up hitting it. So, that finally, I think it was on day 17 of the miners being underground, long after everybody thought they were dead, they finally hit the chamber and discovered they were alive. They had survived by rationing what little food and water they had, enough to at least stay alive till the rescuers could do the small borehole that would give them the food and water they needed to stay alive until they could get or make a bigger borehole to send down the rescue capsule, the Phoenix. So basically, then that took another further 50 days, basically. By the time they dug the big hole, got the capsule down, and were able to lift the men out, it was 69 days underground, which is insane to think about. They survived that long underground, over 2 months underground. The collapse happened on August the 5th, 2010, and I think it was October the 13th by the 2010 by the time they actually started bringing men up, which is crazy to think about such a long time underground. But moreover than that, this movie is a feel-good, inspirational movie. It's done very tastefully, I think, and in a way that showcases, you can really feel the love and the emotion and the support coming not only from the miners' families, but the emotion coming from the miners themselves being trapped underground for so long. I think they did a great job of picking the actors that play the main cast as well as the supporting cast. I think they do their roles very well and bring faces and light to the men that were trapped underground. So it's a really well done movie. I highly recommend checking out The 33 if you've never seen it before. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And there you are, folks. That's all we have for this week, and we'll catch you next week for another episode. Take care.